Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to bet UFC this weekend, you're going to want to watch this video. This is the Betting Talk episode 33. We're going to be talking UFC 319, Dricus du Plessis versus Hamza Chimaev for the middleweight title of the world. We're going to be going through the entire card, starting with the 4 best bets, the props for each fight, and the parlays. We're going to be trying to get through it quick, less than 15 minutes if we can. Let's get it started, and let's get right into it, starting off with the 4 best bets of the evening. Not sure why I had my videos up, but I did. The first best bet of the evening is going to be Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez, and we're going to be taking Chase Hooper to win via submission or decision. The reason for this is just because solely on the fact that you're going to have to be dealing with Chase Hooper and the submission game consistently. You're going to have to be dealing with the fact that Chase Hooper is not going to be giving up the takedowns anytime soon. He's going to be forcing the pressure all over Alexander Hernandez consistently, and it's going to be a very, very hard fight, I think, for Alexander Hernandez to win. On the feet, Hernandez can hang. On the ground, I'm a little bit worried for him. I don't think he's going to get TKO'd on the ground. I think he has decent enough awareness on the ground to give up a choke rather than getting TKO'd, and I think here Chase Hooper is going to be chasing a submission win over Alexander Hernandez. Now, I'm not sure why this is a minus 250. On Bet365, this is a minus 200 prop. If you are in Canada, I would highly recommend you bet that prop on there, but we're going to be going through with Chase Hooper via submission or decision as the first best bet of the evening. Chase Hooper is just significantly better than Alexander Hernandez has ever been in his career, and Hernandez has been going up in weight due to the fact that he just is unable to deal with the guys at lighter weight classes. I believe he was 145 before, if I'm not mistaken. Did he fight at 145? Am I tripping balls here? It says 145. Yeah, he was fighting couple guys and he was just not doing very well. At 155, he kind of looks a little bit better. He looks a little bit less trained, but I still think Chase Hooper here is the significant better fighter in the mix. We're going to go on next on the best bets. This is a super, super good one. I'm not going to lie. It just feels like the right pick. Jessica Andrade versus Lupita Godinez. We're going to be going with Jessica Andrade. Now, if you want to make it a lock, you can go plus 3.5 on Jessica Andrade, but as a best bet, I'm going to be taking Jessica Andrade on the money line, sitting at a plus 120. Jessica Andrade throughout her career has fought some very, very high level opponents. At 125, she's fought, championship level, Jasmine Jasdavicius, Natalia Silva. These girls are on their way to be high level ranking women's strawweights. I believe they're strawweights, right? Is that what or flyweights, excuse me. See, I messed up. I forgot that 115 strawweight. That's because it's just Andrade's natural weight class. But at flyweight, she's fought some really, really high level contenders. At strawweight, she's fought literally world class champions, legitimately. She fought Valentina Shevchenko at 125. She's fought Yan Jiaonan, Tatiana Suarez, some really, really high-level opponents. Lupita Godinez has fought Julia Pelostri, Mackenzie Dern, Verna Jandiroba. Jesus, I keep fucking up that name. Lupi's not really, really that good, if I'm being 100% honest. If I'm gonna take it down to the meat and potatoes, I think Jessica Andrade is just better everywhere. The striking on Jessica Andrade is just so much more. The weight on Jessica Andrade is so much more. Lupi barely cuts to 115. Andrade has to cut to 116 because she can't make 115. She's massive. She's massive. Andrade can make both weight classes. She fights easily at 125. She loves it because she doesn't have to cut as much weight, and this girl packs a punch. Last time around at what is it, strawweight? Yeah, Jesus Christ, we're losing it. Last time around at strawweight, she was getting knockouts. She got a knockout over Mackenzie Dern. Mind you, Mackenzie Dern was able to beat up Lupita Godinez. I'm going to have to side with Jessica Andrade. On the feet, she's going to be giving devastating power over Lupi. She's just not going to be able to stand with her, and she's just not going to be able to be in the mix, I don't think. I'm going to have to go and side with Jessica Andrade at a plus 120. The dog pick, I think, is just perfect. We'll move on next on the best bets. Honorable mention real quick. Michael Venom Page versus, you know what, actually. Honorable mention, Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. I'm not going to put another underdog on the best bets because I got too many good picks to go. Lerone Murphy against Aaron Pico is a very, very obvious one. I think we're going to have to go with Lerone Murphy. The UFC jitters is real, and you're dealing with a high level caliber UFC vet in Lerone Murphy that is going to be, he's very aware of what Aaron Pico does. And Aaron Pico really is not going to be utilizing that wrestling that he has, I don't think. He's going to be utilizing the striking. He's going to be trying to deal with, everything that Lerone Murphy throws at him. He's going to be forcing pressure all over him. I don't think Lerone Murphy's going to give into it. I think he's just going to be playing his game, and I think he's just going to be waiting out Aaron Pico and the gas. And I think Lerone Murphy at an underdog is a super, super good pick. But next on the best bets, we're going to be going with Carlos Prates over Jeff Neal. We're going Carlos Prates by knockout. We're actually going to go with the line. Knockout's the most realistic thing that's going to happen late. Carlos Prates, when he fights guys who love boxing, he just ends up finding the kill shot. And Jeff Neal is a guy who loves getting in range. He loves playing that fucking dangerous game of being in range because his nickname is literally Hands of Steel. He is literally Hands of Steel. But Carlos Prates had 10 knockouts in a row before he ended up losing to Ian Machado Gary. And I think Jeff Neal losing to Neil Magny, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He has some trouble on the feet when he deals with pressure fighters. And Carlos Prates is more or less of a pressure fighter with precision and persistency. He's going to be walking him down. He's going to be using everything that he can to try and put him out. And I don't think Carlos Prates is going to fault. I think at minus 210 or 218, it's a good pick. We're going to go with Carlos Prates to win on the money line. I think Jeff Neal can possibly get it done, but it's too far away for me to not pick him as a best bet. I think Carlos Prates is a perfect pick. We're going to be going on to the next pick of the evening, which honestly, guys, it's going to be a parlay because I think these two are going to win no matter what. Do I do a parlay? Nah, you know what? We're just going to lock it up. We're just going to lock it up. We don't need to do a parlay. We're going to lock it up for you guys. The lock of the week for you guys. It should be very, very obvious. It's the easiest pick on the whole card, and I think it's one of the chalkiest picks on the whole card other than the early prelim opener and Chase Hooper. We're going to be going with, and yeah, it's pretty obvious, Kai Asakura over Tim Elliott. We're going to be going with Kai Asakura to win by knockout or decision over Tim Elliott. Kai Asakura is a very, very, very dangerous fighter. He is very, very good in the striking, and Tim Elliott is coming off of 2 years of layoff. He will be not ready for this fight. He is fighting a very, very top-level risen fighter. He's fighting the world champ. He's fighting the guy that almost knocked out Pantoja with a flying knee in the first round. He was beating the shit out of Pantoja on the feet. Pantoja was forced to take him down, otherwise he was going to lose that fight. Tim Elliott is going to have to force takedowns on Kai Asakura. I don't think he's going to get them. I think the level of takedown defense that Kai Asakura has and has obtained over his fight with Pantoja is going to be significant. I think the UFC jitters that got into him on that first fight, they're completely gone, and I think Tim Elliott's going to have a tough time here. I think he's dealing with a different level of opponent. Kai Asakura is trying to make his way to the title, and Tim Elliott's almost 39 years of age. Give me Kai Asakura to win by knockout or decision, preferably knockout over Tim Elliott. I don't think it's possible that Tim Elliott can even win. I think it should be a much chalkier line, if I'm being completely honest. If you're only getting a minus 300 tag on Kai Asakura, bet the house. I'm not going to lie. I'm not telling you, I mean, this is not financial advice, but bet the house. You know what I mean? We're going to be going on next to one prop from every single fight. Let's get into it real quick. Right now, first fight of the evening, Albi Idris versus Joseph Morales. We're going to be going with Idris by knockout or decision. He's just a significantly better fighter than Joseph Morales. Morales has been on layoff for a while. Came into the Ultimate Fighter after the layoff. Doesn't really look that good. Beat, I think, a UFC fighter on his record, or had a fight with him or something. And that's why he's like even talked about. He's a bum. I don't like him. Going with Idris. Karine Silva over Deone Barboza. We're going to be going with Karine Silva on the money line. I was going to do a prop bet, or not a prop bet. You know what? I want to do a prop bet. Hold on. It is the prop section. We might as well do a prop section anyway. Karine Silva by submission or decision is probably your best way to go. She will be forcing Deone Barboza in bad situations on the ground. I think she's significantly improving her BJJ game since Deone Barboza and her fought last time in 2019. I just think that Karine Silva is probably going to force it to a decision rather than knockout or submission. We shall see. I think Deone Barboza is really good on the ground, so I don't think the submission threat is as large as people think. Edson Barboza versus Drakkar Klose. We're going to be going with over 2.5 rounds. I think that this prop is just too easy. Edson Barboza and Drakkar Klose. You know, Drakkar Klose last time around looked a little bit chinny, looked a little bit worrisome. If I'm not going to lie to you, he didn't really look that good. If you really want, you can go over 1.5 rounds for minus 320, but I'm going to go over 2.5. I think the line at a minus 160 is quite valuable, and I think you're going to be looking at Drakkar Klose and Edson Barboza going to the decision, or Drakkar Klose getting knocked out by Edson Barboza. I don't think the other way around. Drakkar Klose will not knock out Edson Barboza or get a finish. Just not going to happen. Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. You guys already know what we're going to go, and I don't need to explain it. That's Chase Hooper by submission or decision. We already talked about it. Jessica Andrade versus Lupi Godinez. We're going to go plus 3.5 Jessica Andrade. Just lock it up. Make sure that we don't have to stress about it at all. It just seems too easy to not pick. Andrade definitely can win a run over Godinez, and this fight can definitely go distance, and she can definitely knock her out live. So the plus 3.5 has got all sorts of value on it. Gerald Meerschaert versus Michael Olajaychuk. I would rather to pick this fight to go under 2.5 rounds. I don't think this is going distance. I think these guys are going to maul each other. I think Gerald Meerschaert, if he doesn't get a first-round submission, is going to get knocked down in the second round by Michael Olajaychuk. And I think Michael Olajaychuk most likely will end up with a knockout win in the first round. But I guess we'll see. Give Gerald Meerschaert the benefit of the doubt to try and get a submission. But if he doesn't get that takedown, you're looking at a really, really bad night for Gerald Meerschaert. Bisanger Susukayev versus Eric Nolan. We're going Susukayev by knockout. He has just proven that over Talha that he has some devastating knockout potential. This guy's one of the next biggest things at middleweight, and we're going to hopefully see him soon. I think he's at middleweight, or is he at light heavyweight? Let me double check for you guys here. Yeah, he's at middleweight. I was right. So just watch out for his devastating power tonight, or tomorrow night, excuse me. Tim Elliott versus Kaya Sakura. You guys already know, knockout or decision for Kaya Sakura. Most likely knockout. It is sitting at a plus 150. I love that prop a lot. Take a look at it if you guys are looking at a cycle parlay or something. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. You're going to go with Michael Venom Page to win by decision most likely, but we can go Michael Venom Page to win by knockout or decision due to the fact that, you want to bet a prop, you want to get a little bit more value than the line, and you don't want to be stressed out about the fact that maybe you're going to lose with the fact that, fucking some weird shit happens, okay? You don't want to stress out about it, and you want to make a little bit better money. I would rather take KO and decision. I don't want to just bet decision and just end up losing on that fucking for the night. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. You already know what we're doing. Carlos Prates by knockout or decision. I would highly recommend you bet the knockout prop. This is not going distance most likely. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. Lerone Murphy plus 3.5 is the biggest lock that you could ever see in your life for a prop. Minus 165 is beautiful. Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. We're going Khamzat Chimaev to win by knockout or submission over Dricus du Plessis. He will most likely maul the fuck over the boy. That is sitting at plus 9,471. Let's go through that one more time. Idris by KO or decision. Silva by submission or decision. Over 2.5 rounds for Barboza and close. You have Chase Hooper to win by submission or decision. Jessica Andrade plus 3.5. You have under 2.5 rounds for Meerschaert and Michael Olajaychuk. Susukayev to win by KO. Kaya Sakura to win by KO decision. Page to win by KO decision. Prates to win by KO decision. Lerone Murphy to cover 3.5 rounds. And Khamzat Chimaev, or 3.5 points. And Khamzat Chimaev to win by finish. $15 does win you $1,435. Now, we're going to move on to the parlay section of the night. We're going to give you a couple parlays, get you guys out of here. We are 13 minutes into the video. If you guys enjoyed this so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. I'm trying to give you guys something quick so you guys don't have to sit here all day and be scratching your nuts thinking, what the fuck am I betting tomorrow? You have Idris versus Morales. If you guys want to bet something early, I'm not going to lie, this is something that you could do for a little bit of fun. Karine Silva, Idris by knockout, and you can go or honestly over 2.5. You know what? We're gonna go over 1.5 rounds in the Edson Barboza and close fight, just in case that these guys don't go distance. Plus 417 is what your parlay is sitting at. I like that a lot, honestly. I think you can get a lot of value out of this. I think if you bet a little bit light on it early and you end up winning, you can bet some stuff later on. But that's a good early opener. If you don't want to bet Idris by KO, you can bet Idris to win. Excuse me. By KO or decision, that brings your parlay to plus 138. You still get plus money, but you are a little chalky. I can't even talk. Chalky on the line. If you want to bet some locks up, we're going to bet Chase Hooper. We're going to bet, where is it here? Susukayev to win by, you know what, we're going to actually skip Susukayev. Too chalky for me. Kaya Sakura, Michael Venom Page, Carlos Prates, and you can go Lerone Murphy. If you want to bet that 5-pick plus 829, you're betting some really, really good value picks, and the only one you're sketched about is Lerone Murphy and Carl. Well, honestly, the only one I'd be sketched about is Carlos Prates, if I'm being 100% honest. But Lerone Murphy here, I guess Aaron Pico, really, really good value. You can't really get much better on a guy who's, you know, coming into UFC jitters, and Lerone Murphy's completely undefeated. I mean, a little bit lackluster performance maybe, but over Aaron Pico. I mean, Aaron Pico's a wrestler who likes to stand. I'd be a little bit worried if I was Aaron Pico, if I'm being completely honest. We're going to go with the full money line picks. You go Idris, Silva, Barboza, Hooper, Andrade, Olejniczak, Chimaev, Asakura, Page, Prates, Murphy, Chimaev. If you want to bet all of my picks to try and sweep, 12-pick parlay, 1423.7 or 14,023.7. That is $12 or $10 pays you $1,433. That is for the entire sweep. If you guys want to get something a little bit more locked up, we can bet the. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, real quick. We got Carlos Prates. You know what? Actually, Chase. Hold on, I had something good here. Okay, we're gonna go. Lerone Murphy by decision is gonna be your decision prop. Your knockout prop is going to be Kai Asakura probably. Let's just double check this. We're gonna go Kai Asakura to win by knockout over Tim Elliott. And if you guys want to put a submission prop in there for a little bit of fun, you can do Chase Hooper to win by submission over Alexander Hernandez. 3-pick parlay plus 2,087. That is your cycle. $15 pays $328. Or you could swap it out for, I guess, Michael Venom Page by decision, but I prefer that. That's all I got for you guys today. Try to be careful with your parlays this week. Honestly, another parlay you could do Silva, Barboza, Hooper, Andrade plus 3.5, Asakura, Prates, that gives you plus 884 or 844. And if you want to bet, you know, a little bit more props because you're a fucking psychopath, you can go Kareem Silva to win by decision. You can go Edson Barboza to win by decision. You can go, honestly, Edson Barboza by KO is not looking that bad. I'm not gonna lie. Kai Asakura by knockout. You want to bet. What's another one that's easy? Page by decision, because you're a fucking psychopath. You got something wrong with your head. Lerone Murphy to cover 3.5. You know what? That's not even worth it. Plus 3,000 on a 4-pick. That's pretty easy, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably the way they're gonna win anyway. Might as well put $15 on it. Make $470 maybe. Maybe. It's always maybe. What is it? 17 minutes? Not that bad. That's all I got for you guys today for the betting talk. Hopefully I see you guys for the live stream on Bottom Feeder MMA and Bottom Feeder. Both channels will be live for the entire live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I will talk to you guys all later. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.